for the swarm.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Grist, Voracious Larva. Grist is a Golgari creature and planeswalker. It starts as a 1/2 with Death Touch, but if you bring it or another creature from the graveyard to the battlefield and then pay 1 green, you flip her over into Grist, the Plague Swarm. And Grist makes bugs, death-touching bugs, filling up your graveyard with cards. You can also use her to destroy artifacts and enchantments, a nice way to just keep other decks under control, and then hopefully use that -6 ability to make a copy of every single creature in your graveyard, except their 1/1 black and green insects. This is a very fun card, even if you never get her to the ultimate ability, because you're playing Golgari Sacrifice and Reanimation. My deck, I would say, is focused a bit more on the sacrifice side of things than the reanimation side, but you need the reanimation in order to flip Grist over. And some of those cards, like, you can just reanimate Grist herself using something like Reanimate or Unearth, but you can also use cards like Young Wolf that die and then come back directly to the battlefield. You can even use Reassembling Skeleton, sacrifice it, bring it back for 2 mana, and then pay that green in order to trigger Grist. Or, you know, like big reanimate spells like Diregraph or Birth. We have a couple spells in this deck that are also just looking to generally reanimate creatures like Shuldred, Forgefire, Automaton, Virtue of Persistence, and, well, that works out great because reanimation is a good strategy for getting big cards into play without paying their mana cost. I also find that Golgari is a really strong way to approach Brawl because Golgari has the best removal. If you ask me, something like Terra Sunder, being able to exile almost any type of permanent, Baleful Mastery, Binding the Old Gods, and of course the classic Casualties of War, really cement Golgari colors, black and green, as some of the strongest, no matter what kind of deck you're building. So we're going to take Grist into the queue, and we're going to bring some bugs back from the grave. Nadu, Winged Wisdom. Thankfully, I go first against this birdie this time, and we're going to be dealing with a lot of lands being put into play when Nadu gets targeted by a spell or ability, or any of the other creatures under their control. Nadu is a crazy good card, a 3-mana, 3/4 flyer, that gets you untapped mana into play very easily and many times in a single turn. Yeah, having this like turn 1 Inquisition means I can hopefully slow them down just enough to get myself set up. I have a Sacrifice Outlet. I don't have any recurable Sacrificers yet, but I believe in a thing called bugs. Alright, let's see what they got. Boots, Genesis, or Gilded Goose. So Goose lets them play that on turn 2, but Swiftfoot Boots lets them repeatedly target things. So we're going to get rid of the Boots. No Boots allowed. You may have your Goose. You may have your Honk. I'll play the Priest. I'm the kind of person, by the way, who, like, will just randomly sacrifice their own creatures. The Priest of Forgotten Gods. Just to see what I could get. Because sometimes it's worth it. Hello, it's me, Priest of Forgotten Gods. Planar Genesis is a lot like Growth Spiral. It's not quite a Growth Spiral, but it is similar enough. That is why you'll see it in a lot of decks. Gives you even more selection. It's like halfway between an Anticipate and a Growth Spiral. It's a very good card. They have 4 different cards to choose from. Whatever it wasn't a land because they didn't put it into play. But next turn, they're probably going to play Nadu and then have a 1-mana spell that they can use to protect it. Which means I probably don't want to hold up Murderous Rider. It's so likely that it's just going to get blanked. So here, have a Smeagol. So cute. We love Smeagol here. And give me like my reassembling skeletons. Give me my skeletons. Here comes Nadu. Still have 1 mana up. Smeagol is your precious. He is precious. We're gonna go Grist. Blood Artist. Sacrificing Grist and Blood Artist. I will move my commander back to the command zone. I don't have any reanimation here. Because once the goose is off the battlefield, they don't have 1 mana. So I'm trying to bully them into using this here. Okay, so they have a Ranger's Guile. We got them to show what they had. Sadly, all their stuff triggers first, so this has hexproof, and I can't use my extra mana on this. Ooh, Chthonian Nightmare. That's a really fun way to, like, juggle creatures. It's Morbing time. One of my creatures died, so Smeagol's going to get me a land out of their deck. I'm going to turn a Priest into my Ring Bearer. She's special, and I love her. Yeah, little guy. Little guy. Like, we're just surrounded by Golgari little guys here. And, of course, the DJ. So they got a landfall piece here. We know that they can get at least 2 landfall triggers since they have the Fabled Passage. And Sylvan Safekeeper lets them sacrifice lands in order to get targeted triggers. This will get them an elf into hand. There might be some elementals in their deck, but I imagine it's mostly elves, like a Llanowar elf. Let's see. Is it some sort of a Llanowar elf? Literally, actually, factually Llanowar elf. It's in play. Grist, you're so cute. Me thinking about killing this. So they could give Nadu Shroud by sacrificing a land. So trying to target it is not going to be worth it for the most part. Yeah, sadly, Grist doesn't easily survive Nadu attacks. Move my commander to the command zone? No, actually. Ooh, Rutstein! Might be even better than what I was planning on doing. I was planning on using the Chthonian Nightmare, depending on what I got, but I guess I can do both. Won't get me the flip on Grist, but we can use Chthonian Nightmare multiple times. Okay, you milled that and got me a treasure. Use this Verdant Catacombs. I could get the Surveil land, or I could just get a regular land. Here's the Nightmare. And I am going to pay 1 energy to grab Grist. I'm gonna sacrifice old Rutstein here. I'm gonna flippy the Grist. And I'm just gonna make a bug. Bug and fill up the graveyard for this Chthonian Nightmare. One of our creatures dies, so we're going to get another land. The priest is still the ring bearer, but now she's been tempted twice. And this does have Death Touch. Nice. Death Touching bug is great. It also means we're gonna win. Yes, they can sacrifice our lands to protect things, but they can't quite kill Grist. We have sacrifice engines, reanimation engines, and they don't even know about the Yawgmoth. GG, Nadu. Nissa, Resurgent Animist. I do have 2 potential turn 1 plays. I don't have any black mana. I could technically still cast Grief here, though. I think this is a keepable hand. We're going to take it and throw down the little Might. The Mighty Might! Up against Nissa. This is the landfall get mana Nissa. Eventually gets them elves and elementals if they can trigger it twice in a turn. Tommy Bamboo Groves, they're already ramping, though. Ooh, look at that. I found a source of black mana. Do I want that black mana first? Yeah, I'll take it. Black mana, untap. And let me take a peek at their hand. I could also have griefed, but I prefer not to grief without, like, having a way to bring it back. It's like, I don't want to use 2 cards to just hit them once. You want to be reanimating this. And no reanimation in hand, not right now. Hi, Nissa. They have very good protection against my edict abilities here. By having this wee baby. I wonder what they would finale for. I probably do actually want to burn through this grief. I'll hit the Shouldered Edict here. Oh, they have a land with double landfall. We're hitting the Nissa. They'll have 5 mana. And they'll also get whatever elf or elemental they happen to have in the deck. I don't know if this is going to be one of the Nissa decks that is built around specific elementals or just generally good ones with lands, like Ancient Green Warden. Great with lands. Ooh, they got Gate to Manorborn. No, they got a portal. I was like, how did you get something untapped? No, they already had that. So they have the 5 mana. They're going to go X equals 3 on Finale of Devastation. We could see them bring back that Springbloom Dryad. I don't think so. There's probably a good 3-drop here. Ooh, Tireless Provisioner, more landfall. And this lets them double up landfall and also just, like, play things from the grave. It's pretty good. I don't have another black source. Or, like, Liliana into reanimating that would be cool. Instead, we're just going to reanimate our grief. That was a great thing to draw. And yeah, I'll flippy the Grist.
Just remember,
and I'm gonna plus 2. Sir Conrad! Thank you for the 21-month resub. And also we're being rated by MTG Malone.
Here's this giant enemy crab.
So right now they have nothing in hand. Except for this Tarnation Vista and a mystery card. So gets the mana. Thank you so much for the raid, MTG Malone. I'm currently playing a bit of Brawl. Ooh, okay, so they actually have a really great card in hand. Ashaya, who is going to give them landfall triggers off creatures entering the battlefield. And they also got an Elvish Mystic. Hey, you might as well play it. Gets you another treasure. You love Grist. I also love Grist. She's a good bug. The first Grist was a cool concept. It's a cool concept that results in really weird games. Oh, Smeagol. Smeagol, my beloved. I'm gonna try to kill the grief here, so I'll get the Smeagol trigger. They could have saved the elf to get the trigger next turn. Yeah, in case they drew a land. I'll take it. 3 damage to them. And here's Smeagol! We have a sacrifice outlet we could play next turn. I could have also played it there, but I would prefer to get out Smeagol. Look at him, he's just a little guy. Yeah, these bugs getting Death Touch is great. And we typically will get Death Touch on them because my deck is predominantly black. Oh, nice. They got the ability to play lands off the top. Oh, Shigeki. They do have some pretty good non-legendary cards that they could put in the hand. They also have a card draw engine here off Guardian Project. I'm so close to being able to reanimate. I'm going to do this. I'm gonna sacrifice you to destroy the Guardian Project. And that is going to mill the card off the top of their deck. Who's my ring bearer? Insect Grief. Grief, you're the ring bearer. Great. Okay, so we put an Emrakul in their graveyard. I'm pretty happy about that, because it means that they don't have it. They did get a Multani, but, like, if Multani went to the graveyard, they'd be able to bring it back anyway. And they have lands on top of the deck for that Oracle. Yes. Grist doesn't technically reanimate. It makes a copy of all the creatures in the graveyard, turns them into 1/1 bugabugs, which are also my best friends. I love them. Soul the Harvest, more card draw. And these 1/1 Death Touch and Bugs doing a great job defending Grist. So they have a lot of trampling damage next turn. You don't have trample. These guys have trample. You don't have trample. They would have been able to get some damage in on Grist if they'd used up the treasures instead of tapping creatures, but they didn't. So that's good. For me, not for them. I'm trying to decide if I want to, like, sacrifice Smeagol or Grist to make the copies of them. I don't think I need to. Like, to just make the bug copies, because I'm looking at what we have here. I think starting, actually, by playing this will be good, since it will draw me an extra card. And we're just going to -6 the Grist. Move my commander to the command zone? No. Because we want a copy of Grist. And we have other ways to bring it back. Many, many ways to bring Bug back. We have to sacrifice a creature or planeswalker. You, Plague Crafter. Fake Plague Crafter. You guys are so cute! Steal another thing. Make Fake Grist into the Ring Bearer. Oh, Broker's Hideout. We have basic forest in our deck, thankfully. They got a forest, and they have a tribute to the World Tree, another card draw piece. They might want to use that Gate to Mannerborn, just to get another thing. Oh, they already did use it. Hmm. Can I activate Shoulder's ability? I can, but because it exiles as part of what it does, it will disappear. It does actually technically have a backside. If I kill Multani, they will bring it back and also get, like another elf or elemental off Nissa. It's probably still worth it, though. Oh. They left. Sure. Cool. GG. Oh yeah, Jaws of the Conclave. An awful scary commander to face off against because it's so dang good at being aggressive. And the strongest thing against it is board wipes, which I only have 2 of in the deck, and they're probably going to be too expensive against the ramp that the elves provide on top of the damage that the wolves provide. I'm still going to keep this hand since I have a young wolf, I have a Grist, and I have a hope, and I have a dream. 1 Grist, please. Please, have Death Touch at their creatures. Also, hopefully I will get another land source drawn. Okay, Utopia Sprawl. They are ramping. Didn't. That's fine. I have something else I can play. Young Wolf. Young Wolf. There's a place you can go. The place you can go is nearly infinite with Yawgmoth. I really hope we get another land. If we don't, it's fine. Have not yet played anything. I guess to maximize damage and everything else, I'll swing in with both of these. I'm going to ninjutsu the young wolf back into my hand. That will get me a trigger off this. Gets me a virus beetle. To me, like they might have a bolt. It's in fact lightning helix. I don't get a virus beetle. By the way, this card is one of the least synergetic in my deck. It gets me multiple creatures that I can sacrifice. I mostly just like Swarm Saboteur. It's in here as a pet card. I like it. It also works kind of like, oh, it's Grist has Death Touch. People don't want to hit that. Okay, you played this. I'm really hoping we get a black source. We kind of got a black source. It works. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'll start by attacking in with the Grist since they're not going to block. And then I am going to sacrifice the young wolf. I am going to pay the green. By the way, I could use the minus on this to destroy the roaming throne. I think it is better to use Liliana to destroy the roaming throne. So I can start plussing up this Grist to get to the big, not technically a reanimation. I could also have minus to hit the Utopia Sprawl, but like with these cards, I feel okay. Now that I have this land. Here comes Voya on an empty board with no haste. Ooh, we got some nice choices here. Keep plussing. Get my wee Death Touchers. Braids could be cute too. I'm going to drop Jadar, just based on what I currently have. You discard. You got some good stuff in there. I no longer need this young wolf. Its duty has been served already. The purpose of the young wolf, for me, is to get the Grist to flip. And it did that. I played a land this turn, right? Yes, I did. So we're just going to grab the Shock land and a basic. Masked Vandal. It is a wolf and an elf, but it doesn't have anything to exile. And Rahilda, which is a werewolf, not a wolf. Hey, Voya. Well, what are we dealing with here? Okay, you draw a couple things. You got 2 mana. What are you doing? I see you have something they could cast. I'll throw, I think, just Vorinclex in front of this. That way Grist keeps the high loyalty, and it sets me up really nicely for the Liliana. Rad. Why not attack with a token? These decks typically do run a lot of hasty things. Haste enablers, things like Rhythm of the Wild. Always gotta be ready. GG. Nadu, Winged Wisdom. Again, we run into a lot of Nadus. It's almost like a lot of people are playing Nadu right now. We have pretty good stuff for turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. And we have a Grief. Good grief. It is a good card. Hello. Unfortunately, they go first. They have turn 1 ramp. I'm going to start by just putting something in my graveyard, probably. Okay, Forsaken Miner, that's like the best thing to put in my graveyard, because I can bring it back. I might want to Grief them, but I don't really want to. It's like I can use the Grief here and hit the Agadeem's Awakening as what I'm discarding, since I don't need that much mana for what I have. I really do want to see what they have in hand. This will go to the grave. We have Reanimation, though. Yeah, I know. That's committing a crime. I don't need that. Collective Resistance... Lost Kitty, and Growth Spiral. We're going to hit this since it is a repeatably targeting thing. This is a single, like, one-off protective spell. That's not as scary for me. Nadu. They will be able to destroy the Forge Fire Automaton, though. Only have 2 cards currently in the graveyard. Those are rookie numbers. We can make that higher. Grief in a deck that, like, is not as reliably reanimating it is not as strong. I believe Nadu is starting to match higher and higher, because Nadu was not matching up against any of the Flipwalkers up until, I want to say, like, 2 days ago. And they did put out a patch on Thursday. Which is curious. Do I feel like just bringing that back? Not really. I want to bring this back by committing a crime or using the Forge Fire. I'm gonna hope that they don't have anything that can untap Nadu. I'll play this. So they do have Collective Resistance. They could destroy the Forge Fire Automaton here, and it's probably their best move. Since they can also do the Protective Escalation, it'll... Wait, no, they can't. They don't have enough green. They don't get the self-target off it. Maybe they just want to Growth Spiral then. Wait until next turn. Nope, they're destroying the Forge Fire. Hopefully we can reanimate it then and bring it back as the full size instead of the prototype. I wanted to have a perpetually embiggened Forsaken Miner. Ooh, Smeagol. Grist. This is the thing I could destroy there. Do I want to flip Grist as my priority here? That is very tempting. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. I know I'd, like, rather have the miner. A little, like, later in the game as reanimation piece. But it is fine here. Alright, we get out the Grist. And we plus. Putting more stuff in our graveyard for this Jet Collector. This will make me a Mox next turn. We'll see if they get anything that gives additional damage. Like, this would have given them the option of putting counters on creatures, making them a little bigger, but typically you use the target creature can't block this turn, targeting your own creature if you can. Hey, how'd you get a counter? Oh, a Snakeskin Veil. Okay, so they could just kill Grist. Rude. Rude. However, I'm leaving it in the graveyard. Because I don't mind the Grist getting a finality counter on it. That's very fine. And Jet Collector, I'm gonna say, absolutely aces. Absolutely awesome. With this card. Yeah, this is the Thunder Junction Alchemy card. It's very good. If I can get them to just keep attacking this, and I'll just keep bringing it back, awesome. I'm getting more mill and more bugs every single time I do this. Ooh, and a Diregraph Rebirth even. Who's in my graveyard now? Morbin time! Ooh, a Morbin time. Alright, everybody in. Trade with a Death Touch Bug. I don't think they have enough mana to animate the Hall there. Holla holla. One Mox Jet, please. It is morbing time. Time to morb. Crack it open to Flooded Strand. What about that Scald Tarn? They do not want a tiny hobbit. They're saving these, I'm guessing, for landfall triggers in case they get something like Bristly Bill off the top of their deck. Yeah, all this damage that Grist is absorbing is especially good. And by the way, the finality counter is removed when she transforms, since she goes to exile, which replaces the going to exile. Yeah, if we would go to the graveyard to the battlefield, it also just clears it. That's what it does. Yeah, it goes to exile and clears it. Alright, they got another counter. They did find a land, Urza's Cave. And they killed my Morb. Move my commander to the command zone? No, she lives there. She lives here in the trash. Keep on doing the same thing. Over and over and over again. Some might call it madness. Put them in the trash. I call it Having fun with bugs! Yay, bugs! Untap. I could bring back something else next turn. I'll just swing in with these. Oh, this one doesn't have a death touch on it. Aww. No death touch. But yes, Smeagol. Death touch, no Smeagol, yes. I'm expecting the same result, because the same result is good for me. Alright, so Urza's Cave, what land do you think they're gonna get here? Cephalid Coliseum. I guess they could sacrifice that to just completely filter their hand. They're attacking Grist again. Move my commander to the command zone? No, I don't think I will. Oh, hi, Shelly. I'm actually gonna go X equals 4. Grabbing Grief. Show me your secrets. Show me your secrets. Cyclonic Grip, that is exactly what I expect. Oh, that's actually not what I was trying to hit, but sure. Love when that happens. So we're gonna play the Jet Collector again. That is going to get me another black mana. I guess I can just grief that out again. Exiling, like, Meat Hook from my hand. It's very tempting. Get rid of that Bushwhack. I think I should, actually. Because the Bushwhack is, like, it's going to kill the Jet Collector. I think we drop casualties here. Grist has absorbed more damage than I have life. She's cool. Yeah, the Meat Hook Massacre can provide us a surprise lethal without dealing combat damage. Brainstorm! Something notable, though, is on finality counters, they do not die, I think. I think if it would go to the graveyard, it goes to exile instead, so you don't get the death trigger. I'm not sure about that. I'm not entirely sure about finality counter interactions. Oh, they found a Roaring Earth, but they do not have a land to use. Ooh, how do I want to do this? We got options. So many options. Soldier, kill this Nadu. Soldier, kill this man. Swinging in with a Jet Collector and a Forsaken Miner. Now, I do not have lethal here. That's fine. I can play Grist. It won't flip. I don't have one more mana. Doesn't matter. Grist is back. Flipper on the next thing. What are you doing? Filling up your graveyard? Yeah, it's like if I play the Meat Hook Massacre for 0, that's not really what I want. Did you put in a grave? Stuff. Great. Hi, Nadu. Did you get a land? Combat Research. Did you get a land? They did get a land. It is a land that can sacrifice itself, go again. So they've got the maximum number of triggers off the Nadu. They can bring a spell on top of their library. But they're super dead. Chat wants Grist lethal. Like, you want her to attack? You want her to just go, die. I'm a bug. I'm a bug and I'm killing you. I think we just attack with everything. Actually, did they not have enough islands? No, they did. Oh, wait, this is way funnier. No, wait! I was gonna kill your Nadu again. GG. Zurgo and Ojutai. I wish I had a turn 1 green source here for this Delighted Halfling, but having something that stops counter spells should be pretty nice against Zurgo and Ojutai, since this deck is oftentimes a bit of a Jeskai tempo control. It has the ability to come into play, hit you, and then dash right back into hand, so you can do things like bounce boards, wipe boards, otherwise destroy things. I guess I'll start with the Delighted Halfling, since I don't have any way to flip Grist here, and this will also be able to tap for mana for things like Yawgmoth. Anything that's legendary, this gets me some good colored mana. Ooh, bolted that in for a search for Azcanta. Yeah, Zurgo and Ojutai, I think it's Anticipate when it hits. Yes, it anticipates when it hits. I am going to take advantage of them being tapped out to go for Binding the Old Gods to destroy that search for Azcanta. And next turn, get a Forest. I'm ramping. Listen. Yeehaw. They tend to have board wipes, counter spells, burn spells, and planeswalkers in a Zurgo and Ojutai deck. Yes, Anticipate. Looks at the top 3 cards of their library. 1 goes into your hand, and the rest go in the bottom of your library in any order. I think that's the text of Anticipate. Yes, that's exactly the text of Anticipate. It also has hexproof on the turn it enters, so it's kind of hard to kill. I would like a fancy forest, like this one. It shows me the top card of my library. Snow-covered forest. Cool, I'll take that. And I think going for Yawgmoth over Grist might be good. Is this Forsaken Miner available? Oh, but I won't be able to target anything. I'll still go for Yoggles. I didn't play a land this turn, and if this weren't a Delighted Halfling, I probably would go for, like, a little hot swap here of, yeah, I'll kill my Halfling and I'll get this Forest, because I do expect a board wipe from them. Maybe not right now, though, since they just used Swords to Plowshares. Hi, Swords to Plowshares. And, goodbye, Yawgmoth. Yawgmoth is such a good sacrifice engine. Sacrifice things, you put -1/-1 counters on things, you look at a Micromancer. Micromancer, what are you micromancing? What instant or sorcery with mana value 1 are you getting? It wouldn't be Wash Away, because we got this. Okay, 3 steps ahead, which is such a ridiculous card. Kind of get it, though. Foreign clicks coming on down. And I will grab the Shock. And that. And do I feel the Forsaken Miner? Now let's go for Grist. Micromancer and Spree. Yeah, because most of the Spree cards are 1 or 2 mana in their base cost. So this is a counter spell. It can also make another copy of Micromancer or something else, and it can also filter to their hands. 3 steps ahead is a very good, like, cancel plus. It does a lot. Like, a lot. We'll start with this Forsaken Miner. Go to combat. Swing it in. This is naming blue, so they very much do have double blue. Swords of Plowshares is one of your favorite cards. It's a good card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't have anything to reanimate. We'll just play the Tome. Tapped. Exiling Grist. Aw, okay, fine. She goes back to the command zone. Just out here being a baby. She really is just out here being a baby. She's so cute. Something kind of fun about the way they designed this card is on the front side, the text of the card refers to Grist as an it, because it's just a little larva. This is just a little grub-a-grub. And then on all other cards, Grist is either she or they. I believe Grist, the individual, the Hive Queen, she, Grist, the Swarm, they. There's a lot of bugs in that pile. Like, a lot of bugs. Grist seems like she's kind of nice, though. Like, as a bug person, she seems like she's nice. She's just very hungry and wants to eat everything. They've got 6 mana here, so they could even go for the counter and double. Let's see if I can get them to do that. I will pay 3 life. Got life to spare. Three steps ahead, they are going to go for this, making a second Micromancer, but also tapping them out this turn, which is what I was hoping for. So I could do something like, oh, I don't know, flip over Vorinclex. That sounds really good to me. All right, so they got the instant speed board wipe off that. Okay. Nah, I'm just flipping. So Vorinclex is going to turn into the Grand Evolution. We're going to mill 10 cards, grab up to 2 creatures from among those milled cards. Oh, we got some good choices here. I'm actually thinking Jet Collector because it lets me continue to reanimate. Maybe the white because it's huge. I mean, Priest of Forgotten Gods would also be sick. But we can bring that back off the Jet Collector. So if I had done this in first main phase, Jet Collector actually would have given me a Mox Jet, too. Old Stickfinger. So White of the Reliquary gets the same buff as Old Stickfingers, but also has Vigilance. Old Stickfingers is great, though, in Grist, just because it's a way to put creatures in your graveyard to reanimate, with things like Direcraft Rebirth. One of our 2 board wipes is also in the graveyard. That's pretty notable. And part of what's nice about these cards is if they do want to go for the instant speed board wipe, we'll have more to do. Oh, rude! You gonna kill my Vorinclex? What if I re-alived him? What if I re-alived him in a different way? The opposite of unalive, re-alive. I'm going to swing with the Forsaken Miner, too. Because it's so easy for me to bring back and flip. They do currently have 2 blue and a colorless up. Yum, yum, yum. The more creatures that die, the merrier. Let's go for a Cavern of Souls. This isn't that major, but since we know they have a board wipe, we're gonna get some value around here. Give me my jet. Ooh, Mox Jet. So I will be permanently killing some stuff here. No. Thank you. Who am I feeling? Ooh, maybe a Smeagol. I want to save this for Vorinclex. It just steals a land from them, makes me happy. We're flipping the Grist. Grist is going to destroy their Cold Steel Heart. That's going to bring back our Forsaken Miner. Boop. And since we know they have the board wipe here, I don't really feel pressure to do much for this. I'm still going to do it. So it is always tempting to take that. Because I got life to spare. I don't want this to have a finality counter on it. And I want to have some extra lands. Because, like, even if Vorinclex dies, enter the battlefield, we're getting value. It's a good blocker, too. 2 more forests. Perfect. Smeagol, steal a land! Who's my ring bearer? I don't know. Jet Collector. Now she's legendary. Ooh, we got a Hall of Storm Giants. Cool, I can't activate it. Looking what else got put in our graveyard. Shove aside. Cyclonic Rift. Negate. I'm happy to see the Cyclonic Rift there. Oh no, it was a Sunfall! I was so worried about this counterspell. Didn't account for this one. And now my good boys who were in the graveyard. Gone. Ruined. Alright, let's put more things in the graveyard. Okay, Jadar, Old Stick Fingers, Swarm Saboteur, Haywire Mite, Priest. Let's put more stuff in the graveyard. Does it put in the graveyard? No, it just looks at the top cards. Make sure you're using that blue for it. Also, the Cavern. Neat. Oh, Big Shouldred. Also, Grief. I'm gonna go for Grief over Big Shouldred. Oh yeah, also Grist is in Arena now. Alright, so they have a board wipe, and a mana drain. Gross. I could still use a Diregraph or Birth here to try and pressure the board wipe, but I really don't think I need to. Next turn, their best move is probably going to be to board wipe, animate this, attack Grist, or attack my face since it's at 8/8. If I had 1 more mana, I could have brought back the Haywire Mite, used it to kill that. But I think we could just save this. Just board wipe typo. Sure is. So they're gonna want to get a another white-blue source so they can do what they want. Moving a Stifle into the graveyard. Yeah, they did get a blue-white, the Meticulous Archive. They could also just Zergo and Ojutai and attack Grist. This triggers off hitting a, I think, player or battle, though, so it won't get them the Anticipate trigger if they Zergo and Ojutai at Grist. Okay, they move Counterspell into the grave. I'm a little surprised they didn't go for the Verdict into the mana drain.
Hi.
Hey! Amelcia, thank you so much. I could also just, like, Grist, destroy the Incubate token. Move my commander to the command zone? Sure. She only costs 5 mana still. Now we know they just have a mana drain there. Can't use it if I'm using my Cavern of Souls. Also, this is only 1 mana. It's not very good for countering. Swinging in for 4. Bloop, bloop. Would you care to mana drain this, perhaps? A Warren Soul Trader? Nice. So this is going to give me something to do with my creatures in response to the board wipe. Sure. Probably them getting another blue source is what's happening here. Warren Soul Trader is another new sacrifice outlet. Allows me to just sacrifice my creatures and make a whole bunch of mana. It does cost some life, but like, all the best things in life cost life. They only have 4 mana up, so not enough to play Zergo and Ojutai. I'll have enough mana to double Diregraph Rebirth next turn. I'll move my commander to command zone. Whee! Yeah, she can't sacrifice herself. Another creature. Ugh, who even wrote these? Wanna go for Grist first? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Grist! I won't be able to double Diregraph here, but they're not really using the mana anyway. Grief. You have to counter this. Or I'm getting rid of your counter spell. Besides, think of all the things you could do with 5 extra mana. They're gonna play their commander and attack me with it. Unless they get something huge here. Okay, well, they got card draw. That's pretty good. They drew a card. Are you gonna play Durgan Ojutai for the first time? They are! And attack me! Or defend. Now, this is only dealing 1 damage. Probably going to try to find another counter spell. One of them was a land, Restless Anchorage. This can become animated, though. That is a creature. Rankle. They left this on the battlefield. I'm leaving this in hand to make it seem like I have something, even though I'm going to be discarding it. What's the card in hand? Okay, so they're actually going to animate the Restless Anchorage. It was a Dragon's Horde. That's fine. Makes that grief do a little less. Move my commander to the command zone. Let's see, how much mana do I have here? Decline. I'm going to use this to bring back Grist. Flippy, destroy the Bank Buster. Remember what I said before? If this attacks Grist, they're not getting that Anticipate. And they know it, so they're going for my face. They're looking for some answers. Fury! Oh no, that is the exact amount of damage to kill Rankle and Grist. Bruh. Wait. They didn't kill Grist. Maybe they just don't know. We're plussing. We're getting a bug. Ooh, reassembling skeleton. Oh, Grave Pact. What do I have to reanimate off you? Okay, Haywire Might. Dar. Oh, Stick Fingers, eh? I mean, that's definitely the biggest creature I could get at this point. Priest would probably be the most tempo, though. But I want a big girl. I love that Old Stick Fingers is only 2 mana. That's very cool of you, Old Stick Fingers. They're going for my face again. Oh, I got somebody in chat asking if I'm from Boston. I am from Boston. I have lived around Boston pretty much my entire life. Lightning Bolt? Can you finish me off? 1 more damage. Oh, they're gonna Snapcaster back the Lightning Bolt! So close. So close. Bolt. Snap. Bolt. bag. GG's, Dargo no Jatai. Our opponent is playing Mono Black Control with Jisa, the Hellraiser. I don't have any green mana in hand, but I do have Bloodsoaked Champion and Reassembling Skeleton, which are so nice for Grist that I'm pretty tempted to keep this, so I will. I only need 1 green to cast any of these spells, too, so that's pretty nice. Jisa the Hellraiser is typically things that target things, because that's committing a crime. Whether it's targeting you and making you discard, or targeting your creatures to kill them, or targeting things in your graveyard to exile them, these all count as committing a crime for Jisa. And then she spits out tons and tons of zombies, like seriously so many zombies. It's nuts how many zombies she makes. And they even buff the zombies. Like, she makes the zombies into 3/3s with menace. She's so good. She even works as just a zombie lord, but typically you don't see mono black zombies run when you could be playing black and blue for zombies. Turn 1 Blood-Soaked Champion. A nice creature to return from the grave to the battlefield, triggering Grist to flip her over. I'm surprised they didn't, like, turn 1 Thoughtseize me, Duress me, Kozilek's Inquisition me. Those are all really good cards with Jisa. Okay, Deep Cavern Bat, so that targets me. They're gonna take a look at my hand. I think they'll hit Jadar. I'm being asked, is Sidisi a good zombie commander? I think she's a better self-mill commander, and you can even build Grist as a almost purely self-mill and reanimate commander. It's just not how I happen to have it built. Go get him, Blood-Soaked Champ. Great. Reassembling Skeleton. By the power of little guys. This is also a little guy. Deep Cavern Bat's very good. Spooky, scary skeleton. Fun fact, Jisa buffs skeletons and zombies. What are you doing? Okay, so they're making me, gonna make me discard. Actually, they're going to exile a card. Ah, dang, they hit the Yawgmoth. Okay, the Malakir Mire there, since these can both come back on their own. The bat's coming in again, gaining them 1 life. And Necropotence! Why have a card draw step when instead you can just exile all the cards off your deck and put them into your hand directly? I assume they're going to activate this 4 times to get a full hand. Did you know that 1 card is very much worth 1 life? Ooh, they went for 1 extra? No, exactly 7. This is so sad. Where's my green mana? And I can't play the Yawgmoth because they made me discard it. Rip. Hi, Jisa! They don't have any crime to commit here that I can see. You want to activate it? Yeah, get 1 extra in your hand. It's worth it. It's only 1 life. Nice mono black Grist. Please don't bully me. I might just discard 1 of these. Nah, let's pay 3 life. I have enough to get through the ward. And so get through the ward I shall. And then attack! With my guys! Bandit's Hall gets loot counters when they do a crime once a turn, and then can draw cards with those loot counters. I could use some loot. Oh no, not Sudden Edict! Whatever will I do? I'm just out here like, I love to reassemble my skeleton. I mean, they're paying a lot of life for this Necropotent. Yeah, I technically have more life. Technically. Grist, please, my beloved. I could play Grist here. I think it's better for me to, like, Insidious Roots. And then bring this out. Gets me mana in more colors. They shot the sheriff! And by the sheriff, I mean the blood-soaked champion. I'm impatient, so I'm doing this now, rather than waiting. One of the benefits I could have had to waiting to do this on my opponent's end step is not having creatures for them to target to get more crimes committed if they have sorcery seed stuff. But I'm really impatient, so I'm just doing it now. And now I can take my hands off the mouse and keyboard. Ooh, they have a tapped land. If your local sheriff is named the Blood-Soaked Champion, you should move. You're so right. But you shouldn't say it. If I get a land, I can actually breach next turn. I bet they have some real good stuff. Yeah, let's see what they got. Okay, well, I got Liliana on my side. It's like, Jet Collector could bring these back. It was also triggered that we go for Liliana. We're killing everything. Graveyard Trespasser, excellent. Okay, so we're gonna go Lily, Graveyard Trespasser. Oh, I didn't even get to see what I targeted. That's fine. I committed a crime! I'm gonna sacrifice this skeleton and this plant and draw some cards. GG, Juza. Niv Mizzet Harun. Niv Mizzet is the one who draws cards and deals damage each time it draws cards, making an infinite loop with Curiosity, allowing you to draw as much of your deck and deal as much damage as you'd like to a player. I think that this is a pretty good start. We got ourselves a Forsaken Crossroads, we've got ourselves a Grist, and we've got ourselves a Thoughtseize. I want to seize those thoughts before I play Grist, so I'm going to name Black, go for the untap. Hudson! Thank you for the 40-month reset. Thanks. Sorry for your ankle.
For your ankle recovery.
Thank you. I am currently elevating my leg, and I am keeping myself safe. I got hurt at the Celtics parade yesterday, for anybody who didn't hear it, because I found some bros to party with, because obviously I found some bros to party with, and said bros were very enthusiastic and lifted me up. It was a consensual lifting, so I could see Jason Tatum a little closer. But the dismount coming down off of it, I did roll my ankle a bit. So I am currently resting, elevating, and compressing and icing my ankle to reduce the swelling and hopefully get it to heal up nice and fast. Thankfully, that's a perfect thing to do while you're playing Magic the Gathering Arena. Alright, we're swinging in for one. We know which counterspell / redirection they have. We're going to just keep playing around it as best as we can. And that's going to get them to leave. Because knowing what counterspells the counterspell deck has can be instrumental in securing victory. GG, Niv Mizzet. Kumbal, Profiteering Mayor. Kumbal steals your tokens, making copies of them, and then draining you for life when tokens enter the battlefield under their control. It's kind of nice getting to do a little bit of Orzhov crime. I think we'd start with Grist or the Haywire Might. I'll start with the Might, because I don't know if they're going to be playing any early enchantments, but I know that my version of Kumbal did have a bunch of enchantments in it, because it also works pretty well to not just build around tokens, but also Orzhov Hate Bears, because they're good. Go for it, Haywire Might. Still have one green mana up if I wanted to use the Mighty Might. Oh no! They're pushing the Haywire Might. That tells me that they definitely have an enchantment they're trying to get out. Like Bastion of Remembrance! Yeah, that would do it. I know I won't be able to flip, but it still lets me bring back the Haywire Mite. What a mite to remember. Ooh, a flyer. The Welcoming Vampire. I'm trying to decide here if I just want to exile her. Yeah, I think that's worth it. Over going for like Yawgmoth and trying to get Trixie. I'll attack in with both of these. And I'll untap Grist because she's a better blocker. What with that Death Touch? This song is from Zelda, for the person asking in chat. Ooh, Bitter Blossom! Makes them a token every turn. And Blood Artist, similar to Bastion, going to drain me as things die. But this one triggers on my stuff dying and their stuff dying. Hello there. Sorry, Grist. Sweetie, it's fine. We'll bring you back later. Actually, I think I'll just recast her here. See what we draw off Yawgmoth. Umbal is a human, which is notable because protection from humans. This is also a human token.
We can do this all day.
What you doing, Kumbal? We have a bunch of token makers in our deck. We'll have to be careful about when we play them. Get lost. Rough. At least we got some maps. Ooh, Diregraph Rebirth. We could bring back a creature if we had one in the graveyard. Yeah, this Blood Artist that we have is also going to be quite nice. I'm going to actually start with this map on Yawgmoth. Land. Halfling, put it in the trash. Land. A land, a land! So I can get rid of their Bitter Blossom, which is their token generator, or I can get rid of the Bastion, which is their drain. I'm gonna get rid of the Bitter Blossom, since now I also have a Blood Artist type effect, but mine is more powerful, since theirs only triggers for their creatures, and mine triggers for both of our creatures. And Yawgmoth, go for it. Amy Edgar's throwing children in the garbage. They'll come back. Or I'll, like, make bug clones of them. I love bug clones. We're swinging in for 2. I also have bigger, badder, blooder artist. The Vein Ripper. Yeah, somebody said, this is if Blood Artists hit the gym. So they are going to beseech the mirror. This is allowing them to get any spell that costs 4 or less and cast it for free. What do you think it'll be? One Ring. Languish. Wait, Languish doesn't kill Yawgmoth. Sheoldred? I don't know. I don't know if it'd be 4 mana Sheoldred. No, it is the One Ring to give them protection. Blood Artist is a targeting ability, so we will not be able to drain them this turn, even if I kill all of my beautiful creatures. Hoo. I could, like, put everything into Reanimating Haywire Mite just to get rid of the One Ring. I'm not going to. So right here, I have A lot of damage represented. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, but you would be dead after. If you want to wipe the board, you will be very, very close to dying. Transmogrifying Wand! Who are you turning into what? This does destroy a creature, by the way. So we wait until they pay the ward. I can do this just so I don't get the Ox, but I do get a card drawn. Nah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we are golden here. They go down to 7. Even with nothing else. Will you just sacrifice these two to kill them? But I want to show them what's what. We could have sacked the artist in response to the ward so they wouldn't have something to sacrifice. But yeah, that's not what I'm doing here. I'm getting rid of the 1 ring. Look, then it won't kill you, I'll kill you. GG. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I hope you liked bugging your opponents with Grist. If you're looking for the deck list, it's in the description of the video. And if you'd like to say cards that you added into this kind of deck, let me know in the comments. Or if there's a new commander from Modern Horizon 3 or another recent set that you'd like to see me build, let me know. All of those cards that people ask me to build as commanders end up on little sheets of paper. And then I let my Twitch chat vote on which commander we build. And they voted for Grist. They said, we want to see that little bug go. And did that bug ever go? As far as the new cards go, Grist is a lot more fair than some of the other Modern Horizon cards. And I think a lot of that's just because this is a Golgari mid-range sort of strategy. And that's going to mean that you have good removal and you're going to be good against certain things. But a lot of that removal is targeting removal, which is not as good against things like Nadu. Oh, Nadu. Yeah, we definitely are matching up against a lot of Nadus still because it's a very popular commander. If you're looking for my deck list, by the way, it is in the description of the video. And if you'd like to come by, say hi, maybe vote on those commanders, come over to twitch.tv/Amazonian where I stream every single day. But I will not be streaming next weekend because I'm going to be at the convention Too Many Games. I'm a guest there. I have a panel on Saturday. It's going to be with Lady Lavinius. If you happen to know her, she also made a lot of Magic content. And it should be really fun. I will be bringing some commander decks with me so I can actually play some Magic. Do I play Magic at Magic Cons? No. Will I play Magic at Too Many Games? Yes! Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.